Hi, I'm Max. I'm the creator behind Eat the Rich Art. I use he, him, and they, them pronouns, and I'm here to tell you what I made this week. So, it's going to be another short one this week, I think. There's a lot of repeats. I've made quite a few things this week, but it's a lot of the same thing, and I've also not got my iPad with me, so I can't run you through a lot of the stats of like how much yarn and things we've used. But I'll try and still make it entertaining. So, to start with, we have two things I'd started last week that I hadn't quite got around to finishing. So the baby demos are finished. This is the pattern by Just a Mum Crocheting. They used just over 130 grams of yarn each, if I remember right, and they've turned out so big that I've had to increase the price in the Snug as a Bug, because the last time I made them in blanket yarn it was Banat. So tried new yarn out for them. They're huge, they're so cute. I again am still looking for a slightly darker grey, but I feel like these are quite cute. Quite happy with the way they turned out. So this is Yarnsmith Snug as a Bug in slate grey, bright red and black, and then Elise Voluto in the white. That was about 280-ish grams that I used between the two of those. Then the next thing I made was just to finish off my prep for my alt market that I've got this weekend coming. So if you're watching this on Monday, can't remember what day Monday is, I think Monday's the 13th. Then this Saturday, the 18th, is my alternative market. We've moved to Fargo Village now. So if you're around Fargo Village on Saturday, come say hi, because that's where I'll be. And I will have this adorable guy with me. This is the Woolly Amigurumi's Grim Reapers pattern. I have the summer version, but I just make it without the additional items to hold. I just have him with his little hands there, though I would like to make it with the scythe at some point, so I need to get around to doing that. But I've made it in Parfait Chunky in burgundy, Elise Voluto in white, and then the black and the pink for the blush, if you can see that, is Yarnsmith Chenille Chunky. This guy used just over 100 grams of yarn in total, again if I remember correctly. I can't remember the split of that, but that's how much he used. This is the first time I've made him in red and I absolutely love him. I'm sad I didn't have enough red to make a second one in red because he's just so funky. He looks like 21 Pilots Bishops, if you follow the Clancy lore, which I really like the look of. I was semi-tempted to do the black stripe on the bottom half of his face, but I wasn't sure if that would look right. But yeah, I may have to make a little bishop at some point and make him properly with the white and black face. So his hood won't stay up though, that's the only problem I'm having with the parfait. He's adorable. That was 3 things we made this week so far, and that is the end of the spooky things. So then once I'd finished the Making Everything Spooky video, we moved on to the Making Everything Rainbow video. And we're about halfway through that currently, so there'll be a few more rainbow things next week, and then I will move on to a new pride flag. I am planning to dot a couple of projects in between that aren't just the pride flag ones, so you're not just seeing them twice, but we'll see if I manage to or not. So the first thing I made was, well, sort of in tandem, made bees and whales. So we have, they're all covered in fluffies, hang on. We have 2 free-handed rainbow bees, same as with the trans ones. I don't like doing it where they have the yellow face either side and then the flag in the middle. I prefer just to make them the entire flag. So they have 8mm eyes on, and they have big rainbow bodies. Pardon me, I'm knackered. I may go and have a nap once I've filmed this, but there we go. That is 2 bees. So they, I think, took somewhere between 8 and 10 No. I think they took about 2 grams per colour. I think they're about 12 grams of yarn, vaguely. I'll pop it up on the screen what the actual yarn usage was for everything, because I'll be able to do that, because then I don't edit on my phone, so I'll be able to keep the spreadsheet open on my phone. Yeah, I'll do that. I will still guesstimate, but I'll let you know as well what the actual numbers were. So then the way I made these was I made both of the red bits, and then I made both of the red bits on the wales, and then the orange stripe, and then the same with the wales, and then the yellow stripe. So I was making it all kind of at the same time. But I was just finishing one ball worth of colours and then going on to the next one. So, like I mentioned, I did make whales at the same time. So again, these have 8mm eyes on, little purple fins and tails, and white bellies. I believe these used somewhere between 15 and 20 grams of yarn because of the extra bit of white that they used. I really love making these. I'm going to give them 10mm eyes next time though, because they are a little beady. Yet again, they're covered in fluffies. That's the only problem with using the rainbow yarn, is because it's so many ends of yarn, you end up with so much fluff just everywhere. I mean, I try as best as I can to take the little bits of fluff that come off and put them in the stuffing. Just mix it in with the stuffing so it doesn't get wasted, but yeah. It uses a lot of fluff by the end of it. I've also noticed that I've done the bellies of these inside out. They're a little bit messier than they should be, but that's fine. I can keep that in mind for next time, not do that. Yeah, 2 fur keychains. So I think I forgot to say, these are £18 each. So that's £36. This guy's gone up to £15, so at £51 of stock. All of these are £4 each, so that is £67 of stock so far. Then the next thing I made was a little squid buddy, a little rainbow guy. He will be £6 on the table. The way that I made him is using the All from Jade squid pattern, but I started the body on the orange and then went back into surface crochet the fins in the red. The same, finished the body on the blue and then surface crocheted the tentacles in purple, so that I got all of the colours in. They all had their chance to shine. He again has 8mm eyes on. I need to buy more 8mm eyes. I also need to buy more 12mm eyes. I've got plenty of 10s, so I need to buy some 8s and 12s. So yeah, that is the All from Jade squishy squid pattern, and he will be £6. So where did we get to? We had 67, so we're up to £73 of stock now. Then the next thing I made was, if you've seen my Instagram, you've seen these guys. But the army of beans has increased and there are rainbow ones now. These have 10mm eyes on this time, because the 8mm were just a little bit beady. But it's the same brand of eyes and everything. And I did this again, batch make. I made them in a batch. There we go, that's the easiest way to say it. Batch made them. So I made all of the red bits, then went round and did the orange, then went round and did the yellow, etc, etc. You'll probably notice the yellow stripe's a little bit smaller than the rest of the stripes because his arms are yellow, and this is an 11-row pattern. So with a 6-stripe flag, you do end up having to shorten one of the stripes. He does look like he's wearing what are they called? The little hats that go on the back of your head like this. I think Jewish people wear them. It looks a little bit like he's wearing one of those because of the way it's sat, but that's okay. We support all faiths here. And that is my army of beans. I just love, this is the Girl Who Knots pattern, by the way, I forgot to say that again. I just love his little booty. He's got a little pear-shaped body with a little pear-shaped booty, and he's adorable. So 4 of those at £6 each takes us another £24 up, which is, we're at £97 of stock so far this week. Then finally, as far as plushies went, the other things I made were the Loretta's Loops axolotls. So I've done this style again where I do the white body with the pride fins. Let's hold him like that so you can see all of the fins. So he's got a rainbow around his tail and then a rainbow around the head as well. And they go opposite directions because I just thought that was cute. So that is the white axolotl. These will be £8 each. So that's another £24 of stock, which means that at least as far as stock goes, because the last thing I made this week isn't stock, that's a gift. So stock wise we made, where did we get to? Did I say 97? I think I did. £121 of stock this week, which is not bad going at all. Yeah, so white one with rainbow fins. Then I wanted to make a black one with rainbow fins, so I did. And he has embroidered eyes because I wasn't sure that the plastic eyes were going to show up properly, and they're brown so that he makes a progress flag in the whole body. So that was pretty fun to do. And then I decided that I really liked the idea of making the progress flag vibe with that guy, so I made one then. The whole body is the rainbow colours, and then the fins make it the progress flag because it's got 4 fins on each side in a mixture of black and brown, and the same with the tail. There's 4 fins that are black and brown in total. So yeah, like I said, that is £24 of stock. We made £121 of stock this week. I'm going to take a small amount of my pride stuff to the alt market just to test the waters. So I think I will take one of each frog and maybe one of each axolotl. I won't take the keychains just yet because, quite frankly, I don't want to waste my yarn making loads of keychains. If they do sell them, I have to restock them. So I think one of each axolotl is where we're going to leave it. I also want to make another big cappy. I might make it without the pride flag for this market. And then I've got a big cappy ready to go for pride markets. And that is the plan as far as that goes. And then the last thing I made this week is not finished, so this will show up probably across a couple of weeks' videos, just because I'll probably check in and out of it as needed between things. So this is it's going to be a tote bag. I've not followed a pattern for it. I'm just going around and around in a double crochet stitch. Made a starting chain, and then I've done 2 rows of single crochet, and then I'm doing a rows of double crochet after that. I might throw some rows with some bobble stitches in just to make it a bit visually interesting, but I'm using this lovely rainbow yarn again that I made the cardie for my mum in, and the mesh market bag that I made in, so I'm using up a bit more of that on this tote bag because mum's asked for a tote bag to match her cardie, so she's getting a tote bag to match her cardie, and that is the current project. But as you can see, I'm not far into it. We've had quite a busy weekend, so I've not been able to just turn my brain off and go for it. I'm on row 6 of the double crochets, so I'm on row 8 in total. I've not even touched this ball really yet, and I've still got a second ball if I do run out. And that is everything I've made this week. So thank you very much for watching. If you like any of this, it should be up on my Ko-fi in the next couple of days. I know I've been saying that, and I know I've not updated my Ko-fi. It's on the to-do list for this week. We are significantly less busy this week, apart from the market the weekend. I don't really have any market prep to do, so the only thing on my getting ready for that market wish list, to-do list, is resorting my Ko-fi store out and making sure my stock numbers are accurate. So it really shouldn't take me that long to do. And that is everything I have for the Ko-fi store. If you liked this video, please drop it a like and subscribe if you want to see more of them. I release a video like this every Monday between 12 and 3 PM GMT, depending on when I got it updated. I just said GMT, I think we're in British summertime now. So whatever UK time is, between 2 and 3 PM, 12 and 3. Usually about 2 PM. I release a what I made video on a Monday, and then at the same time on a Friday I release my challenge videos, my market prep and result videos, I do other things, yarn reviews. I have a video coming of my tips on doing markets as a chronically ill crafter, so that will be coming at some point, probably in July. I'm going to get all of the Pride stuff out of the way first, and that is everything I have to say. So thank you again for watching. If you would like to keep up with me, check out my Instagram, it's in the thingy, as is my store. Yeah, have a good day.